The link in the description is only there to see the source material. Do not under any circumstance go to these people with the intent to be a dick. I don't support witch hunts or lynch mobbing, so don't be either. As for the subjects themselves, my video is for the purposes of criticism and entertainment. Take it or leave it. My content is not here to start drama. Please do not treat it like it is.
Well, already we're off to a great start. Doodletones is using a disclaimer as a way to avoid starting drama with people. From what I understand, she does this in all her videos. That really seems cowardly, but I digress.
Part of me misses doing this often. It was so easy to gather my thoughts and tear into cartoons. I mean, they weren't perfect, but I was mostly able to stand behind them based on the opinions I gave. What happened? Right, I was a mysterious phantom strider fuck. Kinda like this guy.
Did you really need to introduce the video in that way? Why should we give a fuck that you used to do reviews? It does nothing to add to the video, and your attempt to take what you disliked about your previous work and throw it onto Torch Sheep seems very much like you're poisoning the well, at best.
Keep in mind that this list is just my silly personal let's not go there again. Personal list, personal opinions. Nothing that I say here should be taken as fact. We good? We good.
Oh, goody, so we got another Phantom Strider clone to work off of.
He just got through distancing himself from the typical Phantom Strider introduction. Are you really that deaf that you choose to ignore such blatancies like that? Doodle, how about you stop while you're behind?
Yeah, even aside from the, oh, this is just my silly opinion thing, he's still using the fact that countdowns are an opinion based as a way to shield himself from criticism.
You mean like your disclaimer? I mean clearly, I can't be the only one who noticed that you basically told Torch Sheep that you're not here to start drama, which is only there to shield yourself from any potential criticism you may or may not have tossed your way.
Look, okay, I get it. Opinions are a subjective thing that's impossible to objectively prove wrong. However, if your reasoning seems illogical or blatantly closed-minded at whatever is going on, then I'm sorry, I'm calling it out.
So, you're only here to thrust your opinion onto another user? Where have I heard that one before?
Just as a note, I do want to say that I'll be skipping a lot of Torch Sheep's video as a whole, because it's super subjective to the point all I can do is just disagree and not much more.
Then why does this video exist in the first place? If all you're going to be doing is disagreeing with Torch Sheep's video, there's really no point for you to have brought these things up with to begin with, as that's all you can do for a list like this. Doodle, what are you doing?
That said, yeah, there will be some context cut out, but when I need it, I'll refer back to it. So, have fun following along.
So you're purposely manipulating Torch Sheep's video unless it suits your narrative so you can lose your audience? What is it with commentators and doing things that would alienate any potential newcomer to their channel? How does this person have over 7,000 subscribers?
I mean, besides the main character, there's not too much I can say that's absolutely awful about the show, but that's just it. The kid's so unlikable that it ruins everything.
There's something that rubs me the wrong way about this point in particular. Alan ruins everything about the show that otherwise you don't have much to say about.
Both Alan Gregory and his father are so infuriating by the way they think they're better than everyone else. They interrupt and manipulate everyone around them, and they're just big old jerks.
Well, wait. You were complaining about his father earlier, so how does Alan Gregory single-handedly ruin the whole show for you? His father is also a pretentious, manipulative cock for brains.
This is such a minuscule point it hurts. Alan Gregory is a show that focuses on the main character of Alan for the entire run. If the main character is an unlikable prick, then the rest of the show would not be as entertaining to watch, as you have to sit through the main character's droll for half an hour each sit through. This was what Torch Sheep was trying to bring up against the show as a whole. This is also what you blatantly are ignoring for the sake of a point.
Even by what you brought up here, that gets confusing, is wouldn't that mean that you also have quarrels with him too? Wouldn't he also help ruin the show?
No, because the father is not the main focus of the show, Alan is.
Alan's forced best friend is my favorite character, but I just can't figure out why. Maybe it's the design, maybe it's the interactions, maybe it's the... Oh, okay, yep, that'd be why.
Because clearly a character can't be awfully written but still be played by a good voice actor or voice actress. Nah, the fact that Patrick Vanderweel is played by Christina Pucelli clearly is the reason you like this character overall. Look, I guess if that's truly your reason, then so be it. I can't tell you you're wrong for having an opinion.
Now allow me to tell you about how you're wrong for your opinion. Doodle, how did you not see this blatant contradiction in your video?
It's a mean-spirited, irritating funeral for joy.
Mean-spirited. Mean-spirited. Nigga, you like BoJack Horseman. Get off the prudish reviewer mean-spirited train. Either that or you can explain how it works in BoJack, but not in Alan Gregory. You know, that helped too.
That would be completely irrelevant to the discussion at hand. Obviously he doesn't like how it's done in Alan Gregory but enjoys how it's done in BoJack Horseman. He doesn't need to go out of his way to write a college essay about why BoJack Horseman is better than Alan Gregory.
It reminds me of that one kid who comes up with an offensive joke and then goes to school the next day and tries to squeeze that joke into any situation at all, no matter how irrelevant.
And I'd say you remind me of that kid who bases all their opinions off of Senpai's opinion because you're too lazy to come up with your own. But then at that point I'd be being mean-spirited. Oh, and don't go critiquing this interjection because it's just my opinion. Yeah, by the way, that mentality will forever piss me off.
First, how do you know his opinion is ripped off of someone else's? Did he ever state that he's basing his opinion off of someone else's? No? Then you're assuming things, which makes a ton of your jabs at how Torch Sheep is a Phantom Strider clone void from the word go, and don't go using his prior joke about the comments calling him a Phantom Strider clone, as that was just a joke and nothing more on his part. That wasn't him confessing his sins as a clone wanting his inspiration's attention and approval. Second, he disabled the comments purely because of hateful comments and vulgarity, not actually because of dissenting opinions. Learn to read.
It has shockingly backwards morals, a surprising amount of filler for such a big show, and the episodes? They can't just focus on one story at all, like dang! Can you actually write a plot that lasts for a whole 21 minutes for a change?
Oh no, Family Guy sets up a plot point A and a plot point B. Almost as if there's a lot of shows that do this. You talk about how you like Rick and Morty, well, guess what other show has two stories in one? That's right, Rick and Morty.
That's where you're wrong again. Rick and Morty's subplots, assuming they have them because not every episode has them, tend to at least connect in some way, shape, or form, which is not comparable to Family Guy's two plots an episode shit that Torch Sheep dislikes.
I find this show mainly just bland, and it tries to cover that up with just cheap offensive jokes. To be fair, there are some actually pretty good Family Guy episodes out there. I'd even go so far to say that at its best, Family Guy is charming and pretty humorous.
You know, as opposed to Alan Gregory, which is downright a masterpiece, right? Actually, wait, where was Alan Gregory's praise? You're actually praising Family Guy and saying that the show has its moments of glory. Even if you do go on to say that they're few and far between, you still state that it can be clever and funny. Yet it's somehow worse than Alan Gregory, which had nothing but negativity thrown its way? Did you just forget how to count down Torch Sheep?
Well, hold on. Why couldn't the bad moments of Family Guy outshine the bad moments in Alan Gregory? Perhaps the bad moments in Family Guy sting all that much more to him, thus making Family Guy the worst show of the two. You not once give that any thought.
I am using a skip card here, but that's because I want to address a returning issue that comes up with his Nut Shack segment. Given his Legends of Chamberlain Heights, Poketown, and Alan Gregory segments, why is the Nut Shack at number 6 when you can get some albeit ironic enjoyment out of it? I guess that doesn't necessarily mean it's good, but it does tell me that you find yourself enjoying how bad it is. Which you couldn't say about the affirmed mentioned other 3, which you thought were either boring with Chamberlain Heights and Alan Gregory, or annoying when it came to Poketown.
And you don't show any of these opinions during this interjection. Good going. For all we know, you could be taking him out of context again. That said, you have no idea how much he looks for what he does in this list, meaning, you're kinda putting him on blast for the sake of an opinion, when you have been trying to play the good cop and saying how you don't want to just get on his case for having an opinion.
Of course, this reason alone isn't why I put it at number 1. There are 6 episodes of this abomination, but episode 2 is what puts it above the rest. Ren Seeks Help is the most vile, uncomfortable, disgusting, sickening piece of animation I have ever seen.
And because it exists, the show as a whole deserves to be at the number 1 spot?
Well, I mean, the episode is a part of the show as a whole. Yes, if he thinks that's the worst thing he's ever seen in his life, then it's probably safe to assume that could affect his opinion on the show as a whole. Considering there are only 6 episodes of Adult Party cartoon, this would make sense, as that's a really bad 1/6 in his mind. There's an awful lot of neglect towards his opinion here too, as here you are again, just lambasting his video because you don't like it. This whole video is just you getting on to Torch Sheep's case for having an opinion and his lack of explanation to things that aren't needed for his video, and that's alongside your misunderstandings of cartoons. Again, how you have 7,000 subscribers is beyond me. as you're clearly not good at this. Anyway, this is Pink Robot, and I'll see you next time.